Yeah, I think that's a great way. You know, when Andrew first came in, he wasn't the most assertive player because he was really trying to find his way on a great team. But by the time he left, as you know, he was as tough as they come, both physically and mentally as a player, and had a great run at it starting the last 3 years, and just had a tremendous run at Butler and got a chance to play professionally. And then the last 2 years, though, have where he took it to a different level, and as far as showing the rest of us just how tough he was. You know, I talked to Matt Howard the other day, and we were talking about it, and we were both kind of in awe of all that he's been through. And you know, it's been hard to talk about. It's probably the first time I've been able to talk without stopping. But I think it's because, you know, we all really are inspired by it, and you can feel that, I'm sure, in Indiana right now. You can feel it in Boston right now. So he's a special guy.
You know how much impact he had on so many people, and over the last 24 hours to see the comments from so many, you know he touched a lot of people.
He really did, and I think, Jeremiah, as you know, I mean, we all strive to leave this world a better place, and we all strive to have a legacy or make an impact of goodwill, and I think that very few of us probably could have done that when we were 25. I certainly know that, you know, I probably wish I would have done better up until that age, and for him to make the impact on the community that he had, you know, the last time I talked to him, Thursday and Friday, he was talking about helping others. I mean, that's just the kind of guy he was.
When you think back to him, I think another thing is every time I interviewed him or talked to him, even after a tough game or after a black eye or some stitches, he was a gentle giant. I mean, it was just he was a nice guy, even though he was tough on the court.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you stories from the hospital that I wouldn't be able to finish right now about watching him and how gracious he was and how thankful he was to people that were helping him, and everything else. But he really was. He was a gentle soul. You know, great wife. Samantha is unbelievable, and we all saw all of her writing and everything else, and you know, a family that was really strong and committed to one another, and just a kid that embodied and embraced everything that you want from a person that represents your program. I mean, the program was better because he was in it, and the community was better because he was in it.
As I was thinking back to him, he's like a super nice guy, but then he could transform into a tough guy on the basketball court.
Oh, definitely. The most laid-back guy that you know. And, you know, as Brad and I were telling stories last night on the plane, like one of the first times I ever met him, he came on a recruiting visit, and he had flip-flops on, and probably because he had to wear shoes, you know, he just threw his flip-flops on. I just remember him always in those, or like the brown moccasins that were the most comfortable shoes ever, and he was just a free spirit. But then he got on the court and just was so tough, and kind of took on the persona of some of the guys that, you know, like the Matt Howards and the tougher guys that we've had in our program. You know, he's right up there at the top with those guys, with his spirit and how he played, how tough he was.
Those Butler teams were known for their toughness. Nobody showed more than that than Andrew Smith on the court and during his cancer battle. Such a joy to talk to, someone who represented everything right about basketball in Indiana. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Smith family and the Butler family. Andrew Smith was 25 years old.